The Supreme Court has come out with their ruling on the matter as to the way forward for us. And whether or not you agree or don't agree, you must tolerate it and live with it. That's where we are, and that is the essence of the rule of law. I would think that what determination that they've made for us as a country provides us with some headway. The collation and recollation of the votes before a final determination is made by the Electoral Commission. I've heard people make comments about that, and I've lived with this. In 2020, my own constituency, the EC was about doing the collation. I had indicated to them that I was doing my own collation. I will start, and in fact, they told me that we're going to start at 9. I got there at 9:15, and they had started. And done in the night, and done about 50% of it. So it was a bit of a tussle between me and the EC officers. We began from afresh, subsequent to what I had indicated, that I was strongly against what they had done. And so we began afresh. So they had done the calculation of the arithmetic of it up to about 50%. Because at the time we had not had all the pink sheets delivered to both us as political parties and even the EC themselves. And then what they had done, and as a young man, I was quite close to him, with the EC officer. They had done the calculation of the figures. When we started afresh, where they had got into, and I got to know that when we got there, we got to know that something funny had happened. That I had been shortchanged by about 3,500. And it had been credited to my opponent. Same thing had happened to Akufo-Addo and President Mahama, who was at the time contesting. Was it deliberate? Or was it not? I mean, let's face it. As for additions, you can get it wrong.
That's right.
So perhaps it wasn't deliberate, but perhaps it was also deliberate. And I think that it was deliberate because when we were still waiting and the man excused us, said he wanted to use the washroom, 15 minutes he wasn't coming and then we needed to continue. We went there and found him. He was sitting on the ground and he was sobbing profusely.
The EC returning officer?
I don't want to mention his name. And I knew the political leaning of that person. And yet, because we had been together for quite a while, I was taking care of the guy's school fees at the university. And yet, that's what happened. As to whether it was deliberate or not, I cannot tell. But the fact that I caught him and he was sobbing tells me something. So these are matters that, I mean, human as we are, I think we need to find a way about them. But as I've said, the Supreme Court have made a determination.
Right.
Let whatever ought to be done before the closure. All that we need to know is the truth. That the truth is finally established. Who won? One person may win, certainly, but it must be done and be done rightly. I do know, for instance, that Obuasi East, at the very outside, was part of it.
That's right.
The guy had won by a very narrow margin, I knew. I brought the pink sheets to us. He had won by 22. When they did the recollation, the number came down to 19. But he has still won. Why would anybody say that we will not allow the recollation to happen? Why? And then people say that, oh, let's go and mass up and prevent them from doing whatever. Is it necessary? Or perhaps has the time come for us to resort to electronic voting? If we're doing this, all these directing people to go and mass up at some places will not even be necessary anyway.
All right.
But we need to improve on our circumstances.
So we keep to the resolution and the path as provided by the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
That's what he's saying. And for those who have the fears that, well,